Good morning and welcome to San Diego Coast Lifestyle. I'm your host, Allison Taylor.
And I'm Maurice Roddy. We are a new show in San Diego looking to bring you fun-filled facts into your home about things you can find in San Diego.
In 1987, my father transformed our garage into a little office where he kicked off the Coast News to bring local news to North County. And 34 years later, we continue to bring truth to the community and also to serve our advertisers with meaningful and effective advertising campaigns. So at the heart of it, we are a newspaper to our readers, but we're also a marketing company, and we really try to help businesses grow and develop their product. The Coast News has embraced digital from the beginning, and slowly but surely we are entering into a new phase where digital is going to be more and more important to not only reaching new audiences and making news more engaging and interesting, but also to provide more value to our advertisers who know that digital is also an important part of their growth. Personally, I'm very excited about the addition of San Diego Coast Lifestyle to our community. I know from my own personal experience that video is much more engaging to some individuals, including myself, especially in the social media world. And to be able to offer that to our customers and to be able to tell more interesting stories in video is something I'm really excited about. And I can't wait to help our advertisers grow their business through some of these new ventures we have with San Diego Coast Lifestyle. It's very important that the Coast News is relevant to a younger audience. I look forward to the day when my kids can engage with our news content, and I look forward to being able to tell more interesting stories. And San Diego Coast Lifestyle is a part of that answer, and we really want to bring something of value to the community that can build on the Coast News's brand and our established audience so that we can deliver younger demographics to our advertisers.
Allison, did you know that we have a world of plants here that you could find in a 37-acre garden?
Did you say a 37-acre garden?
A 37-acre garden that you can visit without leaving San Diego.
That sounds amazing.
It is. At the Botanic Gardens, you can have fun, a family-filled time, and there's education for you and your children about plants.
Oh, I'd love somewhere I could take with that many acres for my 5-year-old and just let him run and explore and learn too.
And learn and smell all those wonderful flowers.
Check
Check this out. San Diego Botanic Garden has a really fascinating history. Unlike many other botanic gardens, it never started as a large estate. Instead, it was a farm first, and then it was purchased by a couple named Ruth and Charles Larrabee, who moved here from Kansas City in the very early part of the 20th century. And they came here to have a very, very simple life. They had a very small home on what was then about a 10-acre parcel here. And they liked plants, and so they planted the plants that they liked, but they didn't plant what you or I would consider a formal garden. It wasn't designed out by some famous landscape architect or architect. It was really just a very simple, very rural existence. For the time, this place was incredibly rural in the earliest part of the 20th century, and they lived here for quite a while. And so the county of San Diego took over the land in the early 1960s, and they knew that this was an exceptional piece of land, and so they wanted to make a really high quality park. The county began to fall into some economic troubles in the 1980s, and so the county began talking to a nonprofit organization called the Quail Botanical Gardens Foundation. By the 1980s, the county said, maybe you guys could step in and actually run the garden as a private nonprofit. And it did sort of formally really come to pass in the early 1990s when the garden hired its first professional executive director, a gentleman named Julian Duval. And Julian was a really accomplished plant person and zoo curator. And so he came here with a real understanding of how to build plant collections and run a botanic garden. In 2020, San Diego Botanic Garden has become a major regional botanic garden. We were named one of the top 10 botanic gardens by USA Today last year. We have over 200,000 visitors per year and one of the largest and most celebrated children's gardens on the west coast of the United States, and really one of the most important plant collections as well now in the United States. So our plant collection is our backbone. And our plant collection is very focused on the Mediterranean climate. We have to present the diversity of plants in a way that's exciting and new and fresh. And so we do that primarily through our education programs and through the purposeful designing of each garden space to be accessible to the public. So a great example of that are our children's gardens. We design our children's gardens to be places of play and comfort for children and families so that they can be in nature and be comfortable in nature. We have a wonderful and brand new conservatory here at San Diego Botanic Garden. It's called the Dickinson Family Education Conservatory. So this new space is a place where we can grow the most amazing tropical plants, tropical pitcher plants that eat insects, really important economic plants like chocolate and vanilla. Another one of my favorite places in the garden is our bamboo collection. And I love our bamboo collection because it's just absolutely magical. And it's magical because of the diversity of bamboos that are in there and the wonderful design of the garden itself, where there's a meditative pond that really invites contemplation and serenity and thinking about nature and what it can deliver to humans and to the biosphere. Our bamboo garden is in fact the National Bamboo Collection. It is certified as the National Bamboo Collection. We have over 150 different species of bamboos, and it's the largest publicly accessible bamboo collection in North America. I'd like when people leave the Botanic Garden to be able to take away a sense of tranquility, first and foremost, but second, also a sense of empowerment. The Botanic Garden is a created space. What that tells you is that you can create this kind of a paradise for yourself. And whether it's just in your backyard or on your windowsill with some herbs, you can use the power of plants to make your life better, and you have that control to do it. Plants really create our sense of place, and coming to the Botanic Garden really helps people understand how plants create that sense of place. And I think by studying plants, we really are studying ourselves and understanding our own place in this environment.
What a beautiful place. If you would like more information, you can contact them at San Diego Botanic Gardens, 300 Quail Gardens Drive. That is in the beautiful city of Encinitas. Their phone number is 760-436-3036, and their website is sdbgarden.org.
Everyone here at San Diego Coast Lifestyle love animals. I know I love animals. I have several at home. And I know you have a dog and a cat, right?
I have a dog and a cat. We just got our cat last year from a Humane Society here in San Diego.
It wasn't the Rancho Coastal Humane Society, was it?
It actually was the Rancho Coastal Humane Society.
What a coincidence, because that's who we're talking about today.
Oh, what? It's crazy.
They're continuing to connect fur babies with new parents and giving them a second chance. And they've actually been around since 1960. Wow. And they're still setting up adoptions till this day. It's really great. Let's take a look.
At Rancho Coastal Humane Society, our focus is relieving overcrowded shelters. So 95% of our animals come from other county and private shelters in Southern California. So the animals that we find in those overcrowded shelters come from primarily two sources. One would be that the animal was a stray. The second is that an owner has found that they can no longer care for the animal. At Rancho Coastal, we do not euthanize for time or space, so we will invest in getting an animal, dog, cat, or rabbit, from the overcrowded shelter and into a home, however long that takes. So So Rancho Coastal Humane Society has been around since 1960, and the community knows us most for our adoption services, which are kind of customized adoptions. We're looking for matching the needs of the pet with the desires of an adopter. We also have a great reputation for humane education. We run animal camps, kids community service, and other programs focused on teaching young children how to interact with animals of all species in all environments. But we're much more than that. What Rancho Coastal has done is expanded programs to help pet owners in crisis. We have a pet loss support program, which is a therapeutic interaction for people who are grieving the loss of a pet. We have a pet food bank where we're providing food to the community. We also have a program called the Animal Safe House program. It is unique to Southern California. It is a program where we provide temporary board and care for pets of victims of domestic violence, military and veterans requiring hospitalization, and seniors facing a medical crisis. Rancho Coastal really thrives based upon our volunteer service. We have over 450 volunteers who donate in excess of 13,000 hours of their time, both here in the shelter and caring for the animals in our care, and also at the thrift shop in helping us to process donations for resale. The thrift shop is a tremendous source of revenue for us. In fact, it covers about 1/3 of our annual budget in gross sales. We are really trying to emphasize and create a bigger footprint. So our footprint has now reached national levels. We are a 4-star rated charity, which means that you can trust us to spend your donation wisely. We're the only charity in Southern California with that status. We're one of 5 in the nation in animal welfare. Providing the extra services for people who are in need, pet owners who are in need or in crisis. All of that is very essential to the community at large, very essential to a community which welcomes animals in their homes and in their hearts. So Rancho Coastal will continue to fulfill that commitment to the community at large to strengthen the human-animal bond that exists and that should grow over time. But people come here for the love of animals. That's why I'm here. I joined Rancho Coastal about 8 years ago now. I am in this position 2.5 years, and I think this is the happiest place on earth.
I agree. It is the happiest place on earth. You can contact Rancho Coastal Humane Society at 389 Requeza Street in Encinitas. Their phone number is 760-753-6413, and their website is rchumanesociety.org.
You have a business and a great idea. We can help you transform that great idea into engaging and entertaining videos. Come to our studio, or we can take the whole studio to you. Utilizing professional sound and lighting, a multi-camera shoot, and a green screen, we can place you in any setting, anything you can imagine. And those awesome overview drone shots, we do that too.
Finally, our creative team uses the entire Adobe suite to add unique transitions and engaging animated segments. No video is complete until it's been professionally mastered for sound. From voiceovers and sound mixing to composing original music or jingles,
We can add any flavor of special sauce that you need.
At Brainstem TV, we strive to produce the highest quality video possible. Allow us to be great for you.
What a hectic time, right, Allison?
Hectic is a good word to describe it. I've been
Yeah.
feeling that at my house, especially because I have a 5-year-old, as you know. It's very challenging to keep him focused. But not to worry, there's an amazing virtual classroom out there called Brainstem TV, taught by passionate experts, and it's made learning a whole lot easier at my house. And my son loves it.
Nice, I love that.
Brainstem TV is a nonprofit, and our mission is to deliver science, technology, engineering, and math advanced courses to the public at the least amount of cost. Another one of our mission is to give away our programming to kids of need. We have lots of kids that have second English language. We have Title I students. We have food challenge students. Because of our system and the way our licensing of teachers goes in the state of California, by example, is the grade school teachers are not subject specific. They're generalists. And they don't become subject specific until they get into the high school areas of teaching. So you've got basically elementary school teachers trying to teach science, and they're not really scientists. So what we saw is a real scientist being able to teach this material directly to the kids that need to hear it directly from the scientists. Dr. Sean Carlson in Lab Rats was already in engagement education. Actually, he won the MacArthur Genius Award, Grant Award, a very prestigious award for just that, engagement education. How do you get children to engage, especially in subjects that are very difficult, like science, technology, engineering, and math?
Well, all teachers are great, but I've spent years and years studying these really small intricacies of different scientific topics. And not just because that's just what I did for school, but that was my passion. That's what I'm interested in. And I find that teachers always will teach better if they can teach for their passion.
At Brainstem TV, the parents, when they discover what our platform is, they will see it organized in a way from K through 2 grades, grades 3 through 5, grades 6 through 8, grades 9 through 12. So it allows them the speed to be able to look directly into the content that is appropriate to their student. They will look at it, they will be able to choose a number of different labs each week, live and taped. Is an incredible resource. It's one that's going to save them time. It's going to be able to give them all kinds of options so they can introduce new subjects and new things to their students, their children. It's also going to give them the ability to time shift, because we're all so busy. We all have to work with the biorhythms of our children and when things happen and when they can't happen. So the ability to time shift is really critical for this. It's a time resource for parents. Parents are feeling so under the gun with time, with virtual schooling, with COVID adjusting their work schedule and everything else. We have designed this platform for parents to be able to go in and find some things and really save some time for themselves. The challenge here is that they're getting more discerning and more particular about what catches their attention. It's not good just to sit there and lecture. It doesn't work anymore. They're so used to gaming, they're so used to fast-paced movement, that's really where it has to go for the current curriculum to be able to be delivered on a virtual format. I mean, when they see the Brainstem TV videos, what they won't see is a bad Zoom class.
As it spins, it's hitting all the food particles around it, which causes it to heat up.
And what they'll find is entertaining subjects. They'll find a great variety of subjects. And the idea here is to continue to expose our students to different things to get them excited and discover something for themselves.
Well, the future of Brainstem to me is never ending. The idea that there's always going to be more to learn, there's always going to be more subjects to teach, more partners to share their passion with. There's so much more that we can do, so we're never going to be done.
Adios. Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more information on Brainstem TV, go to www.brainstemtv.org. The San Diego Botanic Garden is blooming with vibrant spring colors and educational fun for the whole family. This is Ari Novi, President and CEO of the garden. Ari, tell us more about the world of orchids and how it started.
Well, we've been talking for many years at the Botanic Garden about wanting to do an orchid show. People love orchids. San Diego is a really important orchid growing region of the world. And what really made us pull the trigger this year is both that we have our brand new Dickinson Family Education Conservatory as the ideal location to display an orchid show, and also with the coronavirus pandemic happening around us, we needed to find something that we could do where people could be dispersed and spaced out and maintain social distancing, and an orchid show seemed the perfect way to do that.
Fantastic. So why orchids?
Orchids are just a plant that sort of have captured the human imagination. I think a lot of people, if you ask them to picture a beautiful flower, probably the two most common plants they would pick would be a rose and an orchid. And orchids are really unique within the plant kingdom because they're the largest family of plants. There are more orchids than there are any other kind of plant.
Fantastic. So where can we see the world of orchids?
We're going to be displaying the World of Orchid exhibit here at San Diego Botanic Garden in our Dickinson Family Education Conservatory. And so the whole conservatory will scream orchids and beautiful tropical plants at you, and it'll just be a spectacle and a wonderful thing to see. And then we'll also on the weekends be selling orchids in a kind of orchid market that's just across, sort of just next to the conservatory.
Awesome. And when can we see the world of orchids?
So there's a whole month to see the world of orchids, but don't delay. You need to come at the beginning, and it's going to start on April 3rd, and it's going to run until May 2nd. But the display is going to change. So we're going to open this up, and we have world-famous floral designer Renee Van Rems, who's our artistic director. So the orchids will be beautiful specimen orchids displayed, in artistic and colorful and amazing ways. But the orchids are going to get changed out, very, very, very frequently. And so as you come, you'll see different scenes evolve and different displays evolve. So come early and come often, just like voting.
I love it. All right, so the Orchid Marketplace. Are the orchids affordable, and could someone like me take one home and responsibly take care of it?
So the answer is yes and yes. We have wonderful local orchid dealers who are bringing really interesting orchids. So you'll be able to buy orchids that are not just the same fare that you see at the box stores or at your local supermarket or garden center. And they'll be absolutely be affordable. There'll be a variety of what's going on. So if you're interested in some unique and interesting orchids that aren't going to break the bank, we're going to have some really great opportunities for you. And one of the best things about buying directly from these orchid growers is that they really can tell you exactly how to maintain those orchids. So if you say, hey, I'm kind of got not so great of a green thumb, I need an orchid that's not going to die on me, that can take a little abuse, they'll be able to help you with that. Or if you're like, hey, I'm awesome, I want the world's hardest orchid to grow, they'll be like, nope, here you go, and here's how to take care of it. So we have all ranges of levels.
I love that. So 3 facts about this orchid here.
So this is a Phalaenopsis. This is Phalaenopsis. I'm going to cheat. Phalaenopsis Sunset. So this is a hybrid orchid, and this is not at all dissimilar from the kind of orchid that you can buy at a supermarket or at a box store. Very, very tough plant. This is not a plant you would find in nature. It's been bred by humans to look so beautiful and to last so long. So this is the kind of plant where you can take home, just give it a little bit of water. Don't throw it down the steps, and it'll do wonders for you.
I love that. All right, and if you would like to learn more about the world of orchids, you can find out more at sdbgarden.org or at 760-436-3036. Thank you so much, Ari. I cannot wait to pick up my orchid the weekend of April the 4th.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've given up on you.
Good morning. Joining us today is attorney Adam England and financial advisor and entrepreneur Jim Merrill in a segment we call Old Wise Ones, Having Coffee and Talking Money and Family. Tell us, what is Old Wise Ones all about?
Well, we're not too old, but actually we're not old at all. We're just more experienced than most people. And what the show's about and what we want to bring to the audience is tips and tricks on how to run a business and how to start a business, because we've done it over and over and over again for many, many years.
Yeah, we're business folks. I'm a lawyer in estate planning and business, and Jim's a financial consultant and entrepreneur, and we've been in business for over 40 years.
Started a number of businesses, each of us, and run a number of businesses.
That's great. And so how can our viewers reach out to you who are interested in starting a new business or maybe need some guidance in one they've already started?
They can find us through the website or on the social media posts. And if they have any further questions, just contact us and we'll find a good solution to their problems.
You also might want to find us out at a farmer's market. We're going to be out and about in the community and going out and talking to people directly about what questions they have about businesses.
Okay, and I understand you're also going to share a list of steps with our audience of how to start their own business?
Yeah, there's no guidelines. A few ideas, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 5, 10, 300, something like that.
Depends how deep we get into the business.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so the first thing is know the market.
Right, conduct market research. You need to know if anybody is going to use your service or product that you're trying to launch. So that's important to know. And then you're going to move right into business planning. And that business planning, a lot of people skip that step, but you shouldn't, because you're going to look at financial projections. You're going to look at how much money you're going to need to get there. And you're also going to need the exit strategy about how you're going to get out of this business. Are you going to retire? Are you going to sell it out? What are you going to do down the road? So that's what business plan is so important.
It helps define the structure and helps you get capital in to fund the business as well.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, there's other steps.
There's so many steps. I mean, you're being a lawyer and all. I mean, where would you start as a lawyer?
You've got to create the entity. Once you know the business plan and you know how you want to fund it, you create an entity that is appropriate for the business you're doing. And to protect your liability, there's branding. You want to make sure that your branding reflects your marketing. So, and to protect your branding, you want to trademark your brand. So
people can't steal it.
People aren't stepping on your toes, and you're not stepping on theirs.
Right.
Seems important.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Location is important too. You have to decide whether you're a brick and mortar, and if so, location is critical to that. And otherwise, put a website up, and how you create your website is very important too.
Yeah, especially nowadays, because with COVID and all, a lot of people used to be brick and mortar only, then it's gone to online only, then there's a combination of both. There's a lot of different ways to get to your market.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, I'm sure there's a lot more to this list, and you can find out all the details posted on our website at SanDiegoCoastLifestyle.com. Thank you both so much for coming and sharing these tips with us at San Diego Coast Lifestyle, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you.
Great.
We'd love to.
All right, guys, that will do it for us at San Diego Coast Lifestyle. I'm Maurice.
And I'm Allison.
Thank you for allowing us into your home, letting us tell you about the hidden gems in Encinitas, and for supporting our local businesses and economy.
And if you have any suggestions for future segments, whether it's about health and wellness, entertainment, or anything that interests you personally, please check out our website at SanDiegoCoastLifestyle.com. We'll see you next time.
Take care.